G'day guys, Skits here, and welcome to the first Search and Destroy gameplay I've ever uploaded to my channel. This gameplay was extremely old. If I look at the date right now that it was done, this was basically November the 21st. So this was, one of the first, the first few weeks the game had come out, and I figured I'd upload it today. It wasn't the best gameplay, but I guess it was alright considering that I didn't really know how to play S&D at this point. And I don't know, lately I've just been playing a fair bit of S&D, and I really am enjoying it. It's a really fun change of pace, because I don't know, I think MW3 and S&D, they suit each other really well, because it is quite a fast-paced game, and if S&D kind of tackles that issue and just makes it all quite a fun way of playing. That's my one and only death, quite a lame death to be honest. So yeah, that's basically it for the gameplay. It is completely shitting down outside. Like, the rain has just been relentless, I guess you could say. It's just been pouring for like 4 hours, and I figure it's probably the right time to make a commentary just while it's, completely freezing. I can't go outside because it's pouring and all that stuff. So today I wanted to kind of talk about a little story, and I don't know, this story, I was going to make a commentary about it a while ago, but I was kind of a little bit embarrassed to share it with you guys. But I figure, you guys would be, I don't know, I thought you guys would be entertained listening to this story. And it's kind of an interesting story because I guess it relates to a lot of us, and it's about kind of gaming and me being a gaming addict once in my life. I guess, like, I don't know, people misuse the word addict. I guess if you call someone like a drug addict, that's a pretty serious thing, but a lot of people say, I'm addicted to COD, and generally, a lot of people are addicted to COD, but just not in a very severe way at all. So, I was actually pretty badly addicted, and addicted, I mean, I'm not exactly a thesaurus, but, like, the definition of addicted is basically where, like, you can't stop doing it, you can't stop thinking about it, and that's kind of how I was at this point. So, I would have been about, I don't know, 8 years old at this point, and I mean, no offense if you're 9 or 8, but at that point you can't really think for yourself too much. Like, you don't. I mean, I'm only 14, so I'm not talking as though that was ages ago, but I mean, it was a fair while ago. Except, I mean, when you're that age, you don't really have much of a say in what you do. You're not that responsible yet, just because you're not at that age yet, and it's nothing to do with you specifically. It's just that age, and basically, my brother bought World of Warcraft, and at the time, World of Warcraft was huge. Would have been when it just kind of started getting really big, and when I say big, it was getting huge at that point. Like, it was probably one of the most successful games of that year. Would have been 2007 or so, and like, I don't know, he bought it, and at first I was just watching them playing it, and I was like, this looks pretty cool. And then I made a character, and then shit went down. Honestly, guys, at that point, I was just completely amazed by the game. Like, I hadn't seen anything like it ever before. It was just this new sort of, like, amazing game. Like, at that point, I'd only ever played games like, I think that maybe COD 4 was out at that stage, and I'd played COD 4 and I liked it, but it didn't have that, like, wow at that stage. World of Warcraft was just the most amazing game. And if you don't know what World of Warcraft is, it's an MMORPG where you kind of create a character, you level him up, you do all these quests. It's a pretty awesome game, and it's got a kind of cool theme to it. But this kind of, I guess you could say, I mean, this might sound a bit dramatic to you guys, but this did kind of ruin my life. Is that the right word, dramatic? I don't know. It did kind of ruin my life for that. It would have been a good maybe half a year or a year, and I was actually depressed. I mean, you might be wondering why, and maybe a few of you guys have experienced this with a game. I personally, with COD isn't good enough to do that to me. Like, I would never get addicted to this game in a dangerous way, but because I was so young, this game had such an impact on me, and I didn't really know what was, what I could do about it at this point. The main reason was that I didn't have really much going on in my life at that point. I didn't really, like, when you're 9, you just don't really, you get, like, no schoolwork, nothing's really on your mind, and games are just kind of the thing that you like to do or something like that. Just, you got that hobby, and games was, like, when my brothers had introduced World of Warcraft, I just got extremely hooked. And the thing is, it wasn't that I played it so much, it was more just that I was constantly thinking about it, and I was a pretty weak person, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you were a stronger person, you definitely could have overcome this addiction, and I mean, maybe some talking would have, like, if I just talked to someone about it, I probably could have easily overcome it, but because I didn't really think it was a huge problem at the time, I didn't really think about it too much. But looking back at it, it was a pretty big, like, in hindsight, it was a pretty big issue of my life. And just the main reason was just because I couldn't stop thinking about the game. I was like, I would have my, we used to get these sessions where, like, you'd only be allowed this certain amount of time. And it was a good way of restricting, how long you could play. And we used to not be able to play from Monday to Thursday, which is, once again, a really good way of restricting, it's just a good way when you're young, just, just showing you that, video games doesn't really, your whole life doesn't revolve around video games. And to be honest, I'd play for my 2 hours, then I would get off and I would think about it. And you guys are gonna laugh at this, but I would actually make like little Word documents and think about like what I was gonna do in my next session. I would write about what I was gonna do in my next session, and it just got to the point where it was ridiculous. And I would have been about 10 when I finally got, basically, my parents just took the game off me because it had that much of an impact on me. And I don't know, I thought that was a pretty interesting kind of story to tell you guys. I was just completely hooked on this World of Warcraft game, which is pretty dangerous. You wouldn't believe it, but some Japanese kid actually killed himself because of this game. I mean, honestly, I don't know what brought himself to, make him want to kill himself, but still, that's pretty crazy. But anyway, I guess the moral of the story, I mean, there really isn't, I haven't really thought about the moral of the story, but I guess the moral of the story is that just don't take gaming seriously. I mean, it's one of the things that, I know that basically everyone clearly watching this video plays games, and to be honest, there's much, more important things in life than video games, even though I make videos of them, and I really enjoy making videos of video games, which is kind of a tongue twister, but still, I love video games. That seriously, guys, don't ever, in any stage of your life, even if you're like 20, I'm sure you can get addicted to games. Just, don't prioritize gaming above something like school or friendships or whatever like that. But, I mean, I don't know, I thought that was just a funny story to tell you guys. Well, not funny, because at the time, it was pretty crazy. Like, I was legit depressed. I would go around, like, with a sad face, and I was just, I don't know, I had this weird kind of feeling where, I needed this game. Like, if I wasn't playing this game, I wasn't enjoying my life, which is just a ridiculous, like, most ridiculous thing ever. But, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this, this commentary, a bit of a different style. Let me know if you guys like these kind of stories. It's just a pretty crazy, not crazy, but a bit of a ridiculous sort of thing. I mean, keep in mind, I was 8 at this time, so I didn't really know any better. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the refreshing change of gameplay. If you want more S&D, then let me know. For some reason, I was using the SAM turret, which didn't really do much. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all later. And if you could leave a like, I would really appreciate that. And anyway, I'll see you guys later.